Hello, my name is April Lynch, and I'm a vocational rehabilitation counselor at Virginia Commonwealth University Rehabilitation Research and Training Center. Today, we will be talking about maintaining socialization and relationships by staying connected during social distancing. First of all, let's take a look at some of the benefits of what it's like to stay connected and continue with that socialization piece, and what those overall benefits contribute to our mental and physical health. So we know that everyday interactions through connection and socialization can help us regulate our emotions. We are noticing those emotions that we are feeling and experiencing during those interactions, and overall helps us to really regulate those. Also, socialization and connection can contribute to the decrease of anxiety and depression. Think about it. Continuing to have that connection and socialization piece with people in your life that you care about can help you continue to feel uplifted each day and avoid any of those anxious or depressive type symptoms. We also know that connection and socialization can contribute to your increase in self-esteem. Think about it. We really do thrive from human interaction. So that connection and socialization piece is extremely important to our sense of well-being, our sense of confidence, and again, that self-esteem. In turn, this can also increase empathy, because through those connections and socialization interactions, you're able to notice emotions from others and how to regulate your reactions to their experiences. Another benefit of connection and socialization is that it improves our immune system. And this is definitely a benefit that we want to focus on during this time with current events of social distancing and continuing to keep our health as a priority. So overall, connection and socialization has a lot of benefits that can focus on our mental and physical and emotional health to contribute to our overall quality of life. So how can we figure out what is important to us even in a virtual world? Well, explore what makes you feel connected. Think of all of the experiences before going into social distancing and what exactly was making you feel value in your life every day. What was of importance to you? So truly just explore that and think of what makes you feel connected. Also, good old goal setting. So how can we get goal-oriented with this and establish some objectives or goals that you want for yourself? While being socially distanced, we can get creative and we can think of what goals we want to accomplish during this time that can continue to fulfill us with staying connected and feeling that sense of socialization. Time management. So a lot of the time when people think time management, they think of organization and getting things on the calendar and productivity. Well, all of those are great and those are aspects to time management. But how can we pair time management but with what we value and what is important to us? So taking those goals and that exploration of ways that help you feel connected and making time for those, getting those into your calendar and managing your time to ensure that you are engaging in fulfilling activity. We can also think of strength exploration during this time. Get out a sheet of paper, write down a list of all of your strengths. What makes you you? What makes you feel valued each day? So take those strengths and then see what ways you could become connected during this virtual time based on your strengths. And we can talk about a little bit more ideas here shortly. Also, research. Researching what is important to you. So this may look like getting on the internet and searching different topics that are extremely intriguing to you. And you might potentially come across a virtual outlet that allows you to continue to research this topic and feel comfortable with exploring maybe some new outlets that will help you stay connected and maintain that socialization piece. So overall, whether you're exploring what used to help you feel connected, whether that's creating new goals, whether that's managing time for those goals, whether that's exploring your strengths or researching new areas where you would like to be connected. Figure out what exactly is important to you so you can continue to feel that fulfillment through connection and socialization. So how do we make this happen? How do we continue to stay connected? How do we maintain socialization while being socially distanced? Well, be intentional. Being intentional is being purposeful in your actions and mindful of what you want to include in your day. Here's a couple of ways that you can plan ahead and really be intentional. Like I just stated, planning ahead, thinking of plans that used to exist. So even if you were a part of a weekly coffee meetup with your best friends, how can you still have that coffee meetup while being socially distanced? Well, find a virtual platform or a FaceTime or whatever could help be a convenient form and method for you and your friends to connect and still continue those plans. Scheduling it on the calendar. So even if at first your days look like just getting out of bed and moving through the day, well, how can you establish that routine like we were talking about earlier? We can schedule that on our calendar and be intentional. Treat it as if it's an appointment. So if you have carved out for 1 to 2 hours that you're going to be doing research or some strength exploration about ways to connect your strengths and how you used to be connected in your community, then that 1 to 2 hours is on your calendar and that's what your plan is for the day. With that being said, staying organized. So finding ways to continue to commit to those plans and those appointments that you're scheduling on your calendar. And that may be through having a planner or having a Google Calendar. But continuing that organization can also ease that sense of anxiety that might come up during this time that we might all be feeling. Because again, we thrive on human interaction. So overall, just staying organized and creating those routines that you can be intentional about each week. Taking note of that intentional behavior as well. So this will help you continue to increase and repeat those behaviors. If you notice that you're being intentional about a certain plan that you have with your friends, or you're being intentional about a certain phone call each week, then clearly those are times that you really value and that is contributing to your connection, your socialization. Also identifying motivators. So this goes back to that strength exploration. What gets you motivated each day? Was it that workout with your buddy? Was it taking a walk around the block with your mom and dad? Was it going to your weekly basketball game with all your friends? So just thinking of different scenarios that were motivators for you and how you can continue to incorporate that into connection and socialization. So with that being said, incorporate your choices. It's your choice how you want to stay connected and socialize during this time. Find ways that not only motivate you, but that you want to choose, that you want to engage in each day. Remember, this is all about maintaining that connection and socialization to contribute to your mental, physical, and emotional health. And finally, being intentional, we don't have to take all that pressure on ourselves. We can learn from others. So that might be if you have a job coach, you might have a counselor or a therapist. You may have friends that are excelling in routines right now. Who can you relate with right now and learn from on how to continue establishing and being intentional in routines with staying connected each week? So what are some different socialization strategies we can take a look at? Well, we just touched on this, making a list of choices. We want your choice, obviously, to be included in how you want to stay connected and how you want to continue socialization. So that might be as easy as sitting down and making a list of your different choices that you have available at this time. That might be doing a Zoom call with your friends on a Friday afternoon, or on Wednesdays, you're doing a virtual yoga class. How can you incorporate your choices with the options that are available? And trust me, there's a lot of available options right now. Another strategy that we touched on earlier is matching those behaviors with your values. So what is truly important to you and how do you want to incorporate that in continuing to socialize each week? Having a positive mindset. So let's just be honest. This is a hard time. We went from being out in the everyday real world to being in our homes and having to adjust to having all of our roles within our home. If we continue to think of worst case scenarios or have negative thought processes about what isn't going right, we can easily fall into those anxious and depressive episodes that can prevent us from feeling motivated to stay connected and socialize. So how can we move through this? Maintaining a positive mindset. And if right now it feels really hard for you to maintain that, who can you reach out to help you feel uplifted and work through coming up with some ideas to stay connected? Another strategy is good old exercise. So right now we're in our homes, but we can also go outside. So what could that look like? Could you incorporate exercise inside, but then also outdoors, so you're ensuring that you get some sunlight and getting that vitamin D each day? Again, we want to be focusing on not only our socialization piece, but how that incorporates into our mental, physical, and emotional health. We know that getting that exercise every day increases those dopamine levels and can make us feel more motivated to engage in those behaviors that we value. Another piece to this is having that healthy, balanced diet. Although it can be difficult right now to do grocery shopping, and if there aren't certain things available in the stores, how can we get creative? There's so many virtual connections right now, such as, Amazon Prime and different ways where you can order from the grocery stores or the farmer's market, and thinking of ways that you can still maintain that healthy, balanced diet to not only contribute to your physical health, but your mental health. Making plans. So again, if you had some traditions before this, how can you continue to maintain those plans and traditions? Even if it's someone's birthday, if you can't all be together in person, how can you make a virtual celebration? Set a time on the calendar and create an invite for your whole family to be a part of that celebration and still honor that tradition of a special occasion. Call your family, call your friends. Even set up a schedule where maybe every Friday you're talking on the phone with your best friend, and every Sunday, instead of what typically could be a family dinner, you are having a Zoom call with your family and friends. And you're still having dinner on the call. We know that now that our community is starting to open up around us, people are going out. They are starting to connect again in the physical presence. However, we have to continue to remember those socially distanced guidelines. So how can you make those plans safe, but then still honor your values and help you feel fulfilled? And finally, an extremely important strategy during this time, ask for support. Again, this is a difficult time. And if you're feeling unmotivated, or you're feeling as if it's difficult to even establish a routine or figure out what helps you feel connected, talk with somebody that feels safe and that you can share these concerns and these emotions with. So then you can reflect and process on what could help you feel better. Because just because we're socially distanced doesn't mean we have to stop being social and stop being connected. We can still continue that. So that concludes our presentation today on maintaining connection and socialization while being socially distanced. Please feel free to check out our resources on our Business Connections website if you feel like you would like to explore further resources we provide. And remember, find ways to stay connected that truly uplift you, fulfill you, and provide that everyday value to your life. We can still do it. We can still stay connected. Best wishes.